This week on the Spotlight, we talked to one of the newest bulls, a very interesting guy. And then we talked to one of the older bulls, sort of. I mean, Derrick Rose isn't old, but he's been around a while. And then we go to championship trivia, one of our final clips of the championship match. And then we go to Sox Fest. Alex Avila, he's the new catcher, and he has some interesting things. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. It's the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Sports Spotlight. Great repairs at 108th and Kedzie. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. You've got to get to the Cove for Benkowski Trivia, Wednesday, April 6th at 8 p.m. Great people, great game. Easy to reach at 1750 East 55th Street, right by the lake. See you there. You've got to get to the Sock, live Benkowski Trivia, alternate Thursdays, 8 p.m., 93rd and Roberts Road. See you there. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Dr. Sherman Clay, chiropractor. Gentle adjusting. Most insurance accepted. Massage therapy, too. Walk-ins are welcome. Call 773-324-4325. That's HEAL. Dr. Sherman Clay. Calabria Imports has Italian foods and a great deli. You mention this TV ad, and you get a free Joe tea with a sandwich order. Conveniently located at 1905 West 103rd Street, Calabria Imports has great stuff. Check it out. I do all the time. Snappers Seafood and Chicken has come to Chicago, and what an extensive menu. Tilapia, perch, catfish, shrimp, conch from the Miami Connection, it's so fresh, crab, Philly steak, and they also have grilled foods at 115th and Western. A massive menu. I've just touched on some of it. Oysters, you name it. You got to get the Snappers at 115th and Western. We're back on the Spotlight. We're talking Bulls. We're in the bowels of the United Center. We're going to be exiting that way, as the sign indicates. That's the press entrance and exit. But first I want to tell you that some really good play by Derrick Rose in every facet. Not only did he hit 9 of 15, but some rebounding, some assists, just running the floor in a controlled manner, and maybe most significantly finding the open man, who often was himself, because he would penetrate, they would back off, and they kept giving him that mid-range jumper, and he kept hitting it. And so playing so fluidly and finding his peeps when it was time, Derrick looks as good as he has in a while. And he talks a little bit about that and a couple other things. And then right after that, we're going to give you a little snippet of Mike Dunleavy, who hit a couple of big threes and then had a little to do with the referee. And that's pretty funny stuff, too.
We had games where we got blown out being down that much with that many minutes left. Hopefully we're learning from it, but when we have a team down like this, we got to make sure we keep them down.
How about those back-to-back jumpers you did where you just take what the defense gave you there?
Yeah, just taking what they're giving me. They give me mid-range. I'm just trying to read the play.
Do you feel like you guys are growing through some of these things? You're getting players back now. You're getting healthier. The season's winding up. Do you feel like you're growing?
I think so. But I think we're heading in the right direction. You know, I think guys are coming back. The guys that's coming back are busting their ass to get back as fast as possible. There's no excuses, even with our young players and our young bigs. They're giving us all. I mean, they're all. So, You just got to take what everyone is given and try to find ways to win.
When you get up 12 points on a non-playoff team, though, you must think at some point we should put this team away a little earlier.
We should have ended. I think in the first half, I was thinking in the first quarter, but every game is different, and you learn in different ways. And I think that's something we just got to get used to doing. When we have our foot on their neck, we just got to keep it on there.
How much of a lift did Powell give you when he came back with about 6 minutes ago?
Powell is huge whenever he steps on the floor. He's someone that you have to cover on the game plan. You got to respect him. And every big knows that he can shoot the ball. So when he's out there, he opens up the floor.
Thanks, Derrick. Appreciate it, man.
Starting five, when you guys came in, all of you hit big shots down the stretch. I mean, how did it feel out there, the way you guys played to win this game late in the game?
Well, I mean, I think there's definitely a sense of confidence and comfort level with that group. We've played together quite a bit, especially last season, not so much this year, but you know, we kind of know what's going on. We're more veteran guys, and you know, have a good feel for each other. So fortunately, we just haven't been able to get out there healthy together. But when we are, I like our chances.
You know, they called you on a loose ball foul. You know, they came with Cousins. So it's always something with you and Cousins.
I mean, forget Cousins. I mean, Monty McCutcheon's is a really good ref, but man, I was shocked. I mean, you could have thrown a surprise party there for me at half court, and I would have been less caught off guard. I mean, that was just, man, that was all time right there.
All right, thank you.
All right, yes.
You might not have won that game earlier in the year. What changed mentality-wise at this point in the season that they're overcoming?
Well, good question. I think the big thing was, you know, just the overall urgency we showed down the stretch where, you know, before if we had a lead, it got cut, you know, it would continue to spiral the wrong direction. Tonight, you know, the guys showed some toughness. And again, the biggest thing was got some urgency down the stretch and finally trying to get us some stops. I think they only scored 7 in the last 6 minutes, so that was a good defensive stretch for us.
It's one of the few games I've seen you get out-rebounded as a team, but you have to be happy with the turnovers. I think you had 9 total.
Yeah, that was important. We knew coming into this game they rely a lot in the fast break, and they turn their opponents over a lot. So that was an important part of the game. We did get out-rebounded. You know, it's not often, especially when you get out-rebounded by double digits, that you end up winning the game. You know, so we got lucky there.
How did it look like Jimmy was moving to you out there?
I thought he was okay. I thought Jimmy was fine.
Will Powell play more than 24 minutes Wednesday, or did that go up?
Yeah, we'll see how he's doing tomorrow, and then make that determination. Thanks, guys. Yep.
You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Kim G. Sherman, psychotherapist, Des Plaines Wellness Center. Therapy for individuals, couples, families. Call 847-962-4849. I've known Kim for over 20 years. She is a true professional, and she will help you. Give her a call. Family Dentist, Lawrence Furland, EDS, 109th and Kedzie, crowns, veneers, cleanings, improving your smile. They do a great job. Call 773-233-7044. Excellent work, impeccable. Call the Family Dentist, 773-233-7044. They did a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. You've got to get to Del Sur Mexican Restaurant, open for lunch and dinner daily. Shrimp, tilapia, salmon, a great steak barbacoa, a variety of chicken dishes too, an extensive menu at 46th and Halsted. You've got to check out my friends at Del Sur Mexican Restaurant, 46th and Halsted. You've got to get to Matt Anthony's Sports Bar and Grill, 3350 West 47th Street, serving La Coco's Pizza, sandwiches, and a full bar. I do trivia there alternate Fridays. What a great place. Fun times to eat, drink, and play. Matt Anthony's. I'll see you on a Friday night soon. 3350 West 47th Street. Check it out. You'll be glad you did. The Bulls had their prayers answered tonight in this particular game, and they're hoping to have them answered for the playoffs as well. It's sort of a coincidence that we're outside the chapel. Actually, I'm speaking a little out of turn here, but I think a guy who might be a devout Christian is a Bull, the newest, named Holiday. And sometimes I get him mixed up with his brother, but we're talking to the Bulls Holiday, and he has some interesting thoughts about coming here and being part of a winning organization that could be in the playoffs this year. Time will tell. He talks about some of the keys. You're in the thick of a playoff chase, and it's got to be exciting. Talk about coming to the Bulls and trying to play an important role in getting this team into the postseason.
Well, obviously I came to the Bulls in a three-way team trade, and I've been very excited to be here. Being able to play on the floor, like you said, important minutes, an important time for this team has been great, and I'm glad I've been able to help step in and try to help win games and help this team be the best they can be. So I've been having a good time.
What do you remember about playing the Bulls when you were an opponent? What stuck in your mind, and was it accurate thoughts as you joined these guys?
Yeah, it was going to be a team that was going to play hard. They were going to play hard defensively and offensively, but they were going to make sure they were going to get stops and be very aggressive. And it's just like that once I got here, and I enjoy playing with guys like that. I can respect guys that come on the floor and leave it out there every day, no matter what happens, how well you are playing. So the team has most definitely lived up to what I've always known them to be.
Tell me a little bit about practices or scrimmages and who you end up teamed up with a lot or teamed up against a lot, and how it goes.
It can go any way, but first of all, they're very competitive. Nobody likes to lose from the top to the bottom. When Jimmy's out there, Jimmy's out there trying to beat the guy in front of him, all the way down to the last guy on the bench. So I've been matched up obviously with Jimmy. Sometimes I've guarded ones, guarded Derrick. I've guarded almost everybody, but bigs at times. 2-on-2 games, sometimes you can guard some big men too. So I've matched up with Tony, everybody. So it's been good to be out there, play and compete. And once you can play with people, and when you can play with people that are going to compete, that's the only way you can get better.
Yeah, I was just going to say, when you play against guys like that, it fine-tunes your defense, and you find yourself better when it's actual game time.
Oh, for sure. That's the only way you can do it. I grew up playing with Drew, my brother, Drew Holiday, so we both got better because we wanted to obviously beat the other one, beat the other one down. So it's just like that in life. It's like that with basketball. So as long as you're competitive and give everything you have, you can only go up from there.
As you see this with just a few weeks left, what's going to be the key to your team making it into one of the latter playoff spots?
First of all, getting stops. We got to make sure we do well on the defensive end, and then be smart offensively. Make sure we keep our turnovers down like we have been, and come out every night, wanting to play and wanting to take care of business.
Quick note about this game. You had Sacramento down by about 12, I think, and it would seem to be the time you put the hammer down, but they kind of kept sneaking back into the game and then went up late. Why is that?
I'm not completely sure. I think that's something that we obviously have to work on. It's somewhere we need to get to, especially before we get to playoffs, and if we want to make sure we continue to go in that direction. We just have to be able to shut teams out like that. And I think we're going to do everything we can, obviously, to get there.
Is there one thing you're looking forward to? If you are to make the playoffs, like one thing you, maybe even an opponent in your division?
First of all, just playing the playoffs. I've played in some games, but they're usually garbage minutes. To be able to play in the thick of a game, I think would be, great. I've seen the playoffs. I've obviously was on the championship team, so just to be able to play and be a part of that, and, whoever the opponent is, I don't really care. I just want to go out and beat them.
How much you correspond with your brother, comparing notes about things, and can he ever give you any tips about an upcoming foe?
To tell you the truth, me and my brother don't speak much about basketball.
Really?
Yeah, I guess since we do it so much in our life, we just talk about other things. We might tell each other a good game and things like that, but as far as the opponents or who we're going up against, we don't even speak about that much. I guess we keep that into our job life.
Maybe like in the last week of the season, if it's touch and go to make it, though, you might say, hey, give me a tip on guarding this guy, right?
Oh, for sure, if I feel like that, but I've been around long enough, and our coaches do a great job with scouts and having film on guys like that I can get that all here.
Okay, well, good luck all the rest of the way.
Oh, thank you, Pat.
Thanks. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. Go play at Red Shoes Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski in Alsip, featuring 16 Brunswick Gold Crown pool tables, drop fluorescent lighting fixtures, and the fabulous grade of cloth. Call 708-388-3700. And now video gaming is available at Red Shoes from open till close. And don't forget the Illinois Lottery, too. That's Red Shoe Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski. You've got to get to the Sock Live Minkowski Trivia, alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great game, great people. Check out the Sock. I think you'll be glad you did when you go to my trivia game every other Thursday. 8 p.m., 93rd and Roberts Road. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. You've got to get to Papa Joe's new location, 5900 West 111th Street. Italian beef, tetrazzini, great pizza, Parmesan, ravioli, and more. All my classic choices. New location, and they can still deliver into the city. Get to Papa Joe's. We go back to Sox Fest, and this young man is Alex Avila. He's one of the new Sox catchers, and he has a lot of thoughts about 2016.
That can get you to the playoffs and win. And you got to be able to back them up with good defense. You got to be able to get some timely hits and score some runs. And I'm hoping. I've always thought your starting rotation, you want to get 60 wins out of those guys. If you can get 60 wins, you're going to go to the playoffs. And that's always been my goal every year for the rotation for those 5 guys. And then the rest of the wins you try to pick up along the way through however way you can. But that was always kind of like my benchmark, and felt like if you could always hit that number, you're going to the playoffs, and that won't be any different this year.
It's a little bit smaller ballpark than Comerica, and I'm asking this as a hitter, not as a catcher with the staff. But does that excite you at all?
It does a little bit. I mean, I've hit numerous balls in the alleys in Comerica where they'd probably be home runs here, so that does excite me a little bit for sure.
Can you talk about a team that has had a little trouble maybe defensively, and you're a guy who fundamentally you come from a baseball family, you have strong fundamentals and defense ingrained in you, it would seem. Can you be a leader in this area and help keep your team straightened out defensively?
I hope so. I mean, I think individually though you have to make sure that you're doing your part. Because it's not my job to tell whoever's playing shortstop or Frazier at third base, hey, do this, do that. Yeah, you make suggestions here and there, but I think individually each guy around the diamond has to make sure they're putting in their work in between games before batting practice to make sure they're prepared on the defensive standpoint. But I've said it many times. I mean, there's 3 keys. I mean, you got to be able to get quality starts. Catch the ball, play good defense, and get a timely hit. You don't need to score 100 runs in every single game. You don't need to make the spectacular plays or throw shutouts every game. You just got to get quality starts, catch the ball when it's hit to you, and get that timely hit when it's needed. And you're going to win enough ball games to get to the playoffs, and that's the way I look at it.
It's interesting because just before I got to you, I think I saw Carlton Fisk walking around here. A guy who was known to be a pretty vocal leader who let people know it when, things weren't going right, and whether it be shifting outfielders late in a game or stuff like that. But that's a pretty good guy to maybe have a couple of words with and, maybe get some of those good vibes.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been fortunate that, being with the Tigers, they had a history of outstanding catchers over the course of their existence, and obviously here as well with the White Sox. And Carlton was an unbelievable catcher in his own right. So, but that's the job of the catcher. You know, he's that field general on there, and you know you can't be afraid to speak up when it's you know something that's needed.
Good point. With the lineup additions, this team looks like it should score more runs this year, and that was its biggest problem. So it would stand to reason you should be a contender.
Well, I mean that's what you hope. I mean, when you look at the team on paper, that's what you see. But like I was saying earlier, I mean, over my years, you know, our team in Detroit was always expected to win, and we always expected ourselves to win. There's a difference between, you know, those expectations and you wanting to win and actually going out and doing it. And you know, you have to make sure mentally you're in that state of mind, not only as a player on a team, but also as a team. Everybody's collectively on the same page. That you know, every day you have to make sure you have that, you're putting in that work and that preparation in order to figure out a way to win that day. You know, it doesn't matter if you win that game 10-2 or 1-0. Just figure out a way to do it that day, and you know, that's the most important thing. And scoring runs is a major part of that, but you know, scoring the runs at the right situations. I mean, there's many times you can be part of a game where you're scoring runs, you know, and winning games 8-0, but can you win that game 3-2? You know, figure out a way to get that extra run, you know, when it's a tie game in the 8th inning. So, you know, there's scoring runs and then also scoring the runs at the right times.
Can you mention playing against Detroit and how you may have a little extra motivation in those games?
Well, it'll be fun to play against them for sure. I mean, obviously the relationships that I've built there over the last 7 years have some good ones, and it should be very interesting when we play Detroit again. I mean, to be honest with you, I can't wait to kick their ass.
It's a perfect outcome.
Yeah.
You've got to get the Jacks. 3325 Ridge Road in Lansing. Trivia every Tuesday at 7 p.m. A very intense competitive game. Any of half a dozen teams can win. You got to get to Oliver's, 6100 West 159th Street, located right between Cicero and Harlem. My live trivia game, Thursday, March 31st, the next one, 7 p.m. You'll have fun. Eat, drink, and play trivia. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie is great. Tune-ups, transmissions, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. They do a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. They're quick, and they don't charge an arm and a leg. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair, 108th and Kedzie. Trivia will be at the Sock. Alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great food, great drink, great people. Everything great. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia. All shows are now Monday at 6 p.m. Reggie's, 21st and State, a fun place. 2015 Sports Year in Review. 4 answers required. Here we go. Question number 1. Over 26 million people were watching on TV the U.S. women's soccer final. What specific event occurred that was unique to the final games, and which U.S. player did it? Carly Lloyd hat-trick is correct for 500. Question number 2. You have a choice. The exact year of the last Triple Crown prior to 2015, or the name of the horse that won this year's Triple Crown. Go ahead. You interview him? American Pharaoh is correct. You have 2, and now you're going for 3,000. With the death of Yogi Berra, we look at his career. Within 2, how many World Series games did he play in? 5 seconds. Going. They said 63. The correct answer is 75. So you got 2. You go to 2880. And finals.
Very good.
Question number 1. Da 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 dun 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 dun. Perry Mason is correct. You have 500. Question number 2. Da 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 da. Nick Van Dyke is correct. Comes down to the last question. Question number 3.
Green Hornet!
They said the Green Hornet. That's correct, and you are the champion. The Green Hornet is right. And the Stooges, in shocking fashion, pull out the last 3 questions of the night to win. Holy cow. Holy cow. Honorable mention to Night Out, which was sitting with the lead for the longest time. Great performances by all the other teams, including JMB, Chicago Sharks, Sock Bar, Sock Danger, Jordan and Marks, and really good play by everybody. I'm stunned. I'm trying to recover. I'm trying to recover. It was an amazing finish. It's on tape. You'll be able to watch it over the next 10 weeks.
Congratulations!
What show will that be? Salt and Pepper. You were a very important team. But anyway, I really don't know what I can add to that. I mean, that's just a spectacular, crazy finish. So I'll see you at your individual game sites over the next 2 weeks. We'll be working on the distribution of the individual trophies, and the Jeff Charisi Trophy will eventually be brought to Lansing, Illinois, where the Stooges will display it proudly. Thanks for playing in the 2015 championship match. Hang around a little bit and socialize and have fun. I love you like cousins. Happy New Year. Good night.
You've been watching the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Sports Spotlight. Perfect Pitch located at 108th and Kedzie. Great repairs, great people. Lansing Floral, 708-474-1212.
Huck Finn, a great wide-ranging menu, along with donuts and ice cream. Open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound saddle stitch, very competitive pricing. Call 708-396-1010.